Today, I'm taking on the legendary Black Tusk, one of Canada's most iconic peaks. The summit ends with a Class 4 scramble up an exposed section of an ancient volcano. The objective today is to share my experience trying to tackle it as safely as possible. Let's do this. I'll be honest, the conditions may not be perfect today to get to the summit. There's still a lot of moisture from the rain yesterday, as well as a lot of cloud cover, but it is supposed to lift, so we'll see what we can accomplish. But there's no shame in turning back if the conditions aren't ideal. Looks like we're starting to get a nice break in the weather. That big notch up there is the summit we're trying to get to, and finally the clouds are subsiding, which is really nice. So we're about 3 kilometers from the true summit, right by this little bridge here, maybe the last water source before the final climb. Whatever you do, just make sure you're topped up with water before the final climb to the summit. That is where we're headed. Kind of looks like a shark fin. That is Black Tusk. The rest of the section up to the summit is mostly scree. Some small to medium-sized boulders you're going through. I'll let you know in advance. There's a fair bit of people that had the same idea as I did today, so I won't be alone. I was kind of hoping for a bit more solitude today. There's pros and cons about this next section here being busy. The good thing is, it's always better to have people around you, and it's better to take a buddy with you when you're doing this kind of stuff. Even me going alone has its risks, but the downside is because there's so much loose, shaly rock, you really have to wait for people to get up and down, make sure they're fully clear out of your way. This is a section coming up where rocks dislodge really easily and can come flying down through the chimney section, and that could be game over. So you really got to take your time, wait for people to be out of your way and not under you as well. So I'm heading on the final ridge to the summit here, and one thing I want to mention, you want to have your helmet on before you get under the rock face here. So have that on, and make sure you fuel up with some food for energy. Don't overdo it, but I had some gels and some granola just to make sure my nutrition is balanced out before I come up to the climb here. Something I want to mention, as far as getting up to the summit, you'll see 3 different approaches. There's 3 chimneys. The first and second one usually are not the best route, so you want to go for the 3rd chimney, and they'll also usually have flagging on it to show you that it's the right route. And that may be susceptible to change in the future. You know, rockfall can change, routes can get compromised. So usually the 3rd route is the best approach to go that most people do, but keep in mind that landscape changes, and it's always good to look up trail reports for that reason. One thing I want to mention is, you notice I have my inReach up front here, so I can signal for rescue if I'm caught in a situation, and it's better to have it at hand's reach when you're getting to these sketchy sections.
I'm waiting till you...
Sounds good. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, perfect. All right. Check your hand holds before grabbing and committing your weight to it. Getting past this first 20 feet is definitely the most tricky part. Keeping in mind, always keeping 3 points of contact, whether that's 2 hands and a foot, or 2 feet and a hand. And just taking it super slow. But overall, the worst part is over with. The nice thing about this section, as I mentioned, it has the flagging tape. It makes route finding a little easier. Tight for a brief moment. Spectacular. It's a little hemmed in by cloud a bit today. One thing I want to mention before you head back down, make sure to get any nutrition or electrolytes in before the climb back down. It's easy to overlook after a big climb with the excitement to race back down, but make sure you're fueled, feeling right before that descent. So after a quick bite and taking in the views, heading back down, one thing I want to mention, if you're doing this route, just be really cautious, because anybody climbing up above or below, it's really easy to dislodge rock fall. As you can see, most of this terrain is all scree and shaly rock, so you just want to be really cautious when there's other people around. And even give a shout out before you're going down the chimney chute back to the base. just finished the down climb here. Mission complete. The trickiest part is out of the way. So I was the last person down, but I'm still not going to take off my helmet until I'm away from this rock face here, because pieces do break off and fall down. Was definitely worth it. Was kind of hoping for some more clear sky from the peak there, but it's still pretty nice with the cloud cover. Kind of gives a mystic feeling that you can also appreciate. So I'm all finished the journey. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As far as this hike and the climb, I would not recommend this unless you have some climbing experience, as it is a class 4 scramble getting up to the summit. As well, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them down in the comments section. I'd be happy to answer. As well, I'm going to be putting together a list of tips that I'll share in the description of this video that may help you if you want to challenge this climb for the first time. Otherwise, thanks very much for watching, and any likes, comments, or subscriptions are greatly appreciated. And until next time.